creatives, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be diving deep into 3D type effects. So pretty much anything you can do 3D with type. I'm going to take you through a few scenarios here. I have Adobe Illustrator on the desktop opened up, and let's dive in. I have a few ways to make type look 3D. For instance, this evolve and grow one over here. Then we have the infamous revolve font over here with infinity, where it's two rings interconnected. You can do this in a multitude of ways, and I will show you how to do that, as well as this cream artboard here with infinite going into the background. I will also show you that is very simple. And lastly, expand, where we actually get to extrude a font and build it to make it look like it is expanding out from the bottom. First, let's take evolve and grow. If you hit Control or Command 0 on your keyboards, then you can fill the entire artboard or the entire program with the artboard that you're working on. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So, duplicate my artboard. My shortcut I have changed. My shortcut is Shift O, not 0, but O. But yours may be different. So if you hover over your tools in the left toolbar, it'll tell you the shortcut right next to the name of the tool. So mine is set to Shift O. You can set yours completely different. I don't remember the exact default setting for the shortcut, but yours will probably be different. By holding down Alt, or I believe it's Option on a Mac, click and drag while holding Shift, so that way they're side by side. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this for now, and I'm going to just draw a circle. Let's not have it bright green because I don't want to blind you guys. Let's just make it gray. Now, holding down Shift, clicking and dragging with the sphere shape tool selected will give you a perfectly constrained circle. It can be any size you want. Mine is, let's see, it's up in the properties panel over here. Mine is 602 by 602.4. respectively. And then there's many different ways you can cut a shape into a custom form. I'm gonna use the pen tool just because that's the one that I am the most comfortable with. And I'm just going to make some curved lines here. Switch my fill for my stroke by tapping these double arrows over here. Select both shapes. Go to Pathfinder over here in the bottom toolbar. Sorry, let me get this out of the way. Minus the front of this. Take one, split it, fix some of these points here. Any of you recognize this shape? Yes, it is pretty much the Pepsi logo shape. So Pepsi logo has this type of shape. Choose my type tool here. I just press T on my keyboard. Type out evolve in all caps. This is the font Franklin Gothic Heavy in regular. Choose color by pressing I and selecting the color from that one. Now that we have the two paths, go to Object, Envelop, Distort, and make with top object, and it will combine it for you. I'm gonna do the same thing with grow. I have saved my swatches already, so I don't need to reselect them, but you can make the swatch anything you want. Select both, object, envelop, distort, make with top object. This only works if your object, like if the object that you want the type to be in is on top and the type is on the bottom. I wanted to take this a step further. Select both of these, duplicate them, put them all the way back here to really, really tiny, and change the color to where it's a bit darker. Same thing with grow as well. Take the color, make it a little bit darker. There we go. Before we apply the blend, let's duplicate this one on top. Choose our text. Let's make it a little bit lighter of a color, just so it stands out a bit more. Our layers panel is going to be very handy here when you need to select certain ones here. That one, and then this one. Blend, make. There we go. Turn that top layer on. There it is. You can just evolve just like that, and that's where you get all these like really cool full depth topography pieces going around. Let's do the same thing to grow. I'm going to take grow and duplicate it on top. Select this one and this one. Object, blend, and make. You can also do the keyboard shortcut, which is Alt-Control-B for myself. It may be something different for you. I think I may have changed mine. There we go, and bring that grow on top. This one, I may change the color of slightly to a bit lighter of a green, just to make it stand out a bit more. There we go. So now you have the envelop distort effect for the font, so that way it can wrap itself inside of a shape. And then you also have this full depth effect as well for your text. Only took a few minutes. Let's go into this one. So let's duplicate our artboard once again. I'm gonna select this one. I'm holding down Alt and clicking and dragging while also holding down Shift, so that way I can have a duplicate completely of this artboard. Delete what's on there. We're going to write out the word infinite. Whoops, I always spell it wrong. There we go. Now that we have the word here, open up my symbols toolbar over here. It is displayed by a spade symbol. Drag that into there and make sure it is a dynamic symbol. Press OK. I'm just gonna set that aside for now. All right, let's create a circle. So here's my circle. And then I'm gonna go up to Effect, 3D and Materials, and then I'm going to go into 3D Classic. There are new 3D materials and tools in Illustrator that they have created. I reviewed that in a previous video. I'll have it linked here for you guys if you want to go see that. Go ahead and do Revolve in the classic form. Let's revolve this. Rotate it around here. And there it is. Let's go to Map Art. Let's choose from the symbol option up here, which we just made a symbol for infinite type. Let's choose infinite type. It'll pop up here. Hold down Shift and increase this, so that way it fills the space as much as possible. Go into invisible geometry, so now you can see where it's going. Put it up into the gray area. I think you have some space. Okay, and then we can definitely revolve this around if we want it to look a bit different. The offset we can also change. I'm just gonna keep it to 10. That way there's space there. You can always go back into your map art and move it around. So if it's too high, like if it looks like it's going too far into the center, you can just drag it down slightly. And then you end up with something that looks like this. Duplicate this. But if you go into your properties panel, which is signified by little sliders on the right toolbar, underneath the appearance section right here, there is the 3D Revolve Mapped Classic. It tells you what effect is on there. You can tap on that, and then you can change up the second one however you wish. You can change up the orientation, which way it's facing, to make it look like two rings that are interconnected to each other. And then once you're happy with it, you can press OK. Then you can move it around independently if you wish. I'm gonna select both of these. I'm just gonna downsize them. This one should probably be lower, and this one will be higher. There we go. So now you have two rings. You can do whatever you wish for the background. You can choose not to have a background, or you can make the background black and the revolved infinite type white. I find that that is a really popular selection. There we go. And we're going to take infinite and we're going to make it actually infinite. Duplicate my artboard once again. Let's make the background a nice soft color. Let's do a nice lavender. I haven't used lavender in a while. So here is infinite. If you hold down Alt and click and drag while holding down Shift, you get a duplicate. That's with anything. It's not just with artboards, but with anything. And then the second one, I'm just going to double tap my color here and do a very nice light lilac here. Oh, that's a bit dull, isn't it? Let's make a more saturated version of it, shall we? And then let's do a third one and make it really deep. Let's take the darkest one and let's hold down Shift and Alt, or Shift and Option, and make it really, really small. You may need to zoom in. Take this, put it, make sure that you align it to the artboard, and you can centralize it using your align tools in the top toolbar. I'm going to send that one backwards. I'm going to select the darkest one and the lightest lavender infinite font. Go to Object, Blend, and Make, and it's going to create this amazing little blend option here. One of the great things about this is when you go into your layers panel, you can select into the blend by tapping down these arrows. Let's select that darkest one there. Let's make sure that I lock the layer on top so I don't select it. And then we can move this up, down, however you wish. There we go, bring it down to a more of a horizon line look, and then it looks like it's really popping out at you. And then another thing that we can do, which is really quite cool that I did in my other one, is I can select both of these by selecting them in the layers panel. We can apply an effect. We can go to warp and go to arc, and we can arc them. I'm going to arc them probably about 11%, just so it's not too extreme. There we go. For that blend one more time, I'm just going to bring it down slightly. Now you can make this a lot more extreme if you wish to. Take this one and bring it down a lot more. You can, and it makes it look like that. You probably have seen this like in cartoons, especially like Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff like that from Warner Brothers. They do this a lot. You can even take this a step further and change the background here. You can even do a gradient. You don't have to do a gradient, but I like to. I think it's quite neat. I already had a gradient set up, so I'm gonna put my darkest one first and then the lightest one last. That way it goes from darkest to lightest coming towards you. Change my scale here to about 150. It changes to -90. So that way it's like expanding from like an oval that's like horizontal instead of vertical. And you have something that looks like that. So these are very, very simple, very easy to manipulate and work through. It only took like maybe 20 minutes. So let's go into our last one. Now this is going to be using the new tools. Let's grab that artboard. Let's grab the simple one, shall we? Again, hold down Alt and Shift or Option and Shift and drag it over. And then okay, here's our revolve text. Let's change it to more of a golden color, shall we? I haven't really used a golden color yet. Now, in the new tools that came out for Illustrator window, you can select the 3D and materials, and that window will pop up for you, and it has all the selections plus more from the classic version of 3D and materials. So I'm gonna go to the Object tab, which is right here. Let's extrude this, and it won't really look like anything's happened. So let's increase the depth, and let's change the orientation of the text. So now you can really see how it changed. Let's revolve this around. We can even increase the depth a lot to where it looks like it's coming right off the page. We can even mess with the lighting of this by going into Lighting tab and increasing the intensity of the lighting or decreasing the intensity of the ambient lighting. I like to keep it decreased for the most part, and then I want to increase the height of the original lighting and also the intensity, just to make it look like it's standing out a lot more. There we go, and then I'm gonna make it look like it's going off the artboard here. You may have seen text like this to where it looks like it's shooting out, especially like on social media and such like that. You can even change the type on this, and let's do create. I can even duplicate this, bring it down, do that a third time. And then we can all put it to where it looks like it's on the same plane. And just mess with the settings. Now, of course, you can definitely go in and change the color of these. There we go, just like so. Background can be whichever color you choose. A gold. And then we can duplicate the background, bring it up to the front by going to Object, Arrange, and then Bring to Front, or you can do a keyboard shortcut as well. Select everything here and press Control or Command 7, and that creates the entire piece for you. So you can do something like this. You can definitely add a lot more to this if you choose, especially with the render settings. You can definitely render this high. We can even put a bevel on it. So if you wanted a bevel, we can add a bevel to them. So that way they look like they're more, oh, that is a nice sharp bevel. Let's do Convex Bevel. There's lots of different ones that you can do. There's steps, there's classic outline, and then you can choose the width and the depth if you want, the width and the height. You can do the same thing to each one of these, and you can create something really quite beautiful. and really eye-catching. These are some very quick and easy ways to make your text look 3D while using some of the 3D effect tools in Illustrator. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment down below of any other type effects you would like to see, anything you would like to know. I will do my best to show them to you. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. We are nearing 1,000 subscribers, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you guys so much. Check out my writings over on Medium. I have written quite a few articles already. They're all design illustration related, especially the golden rules of design. If you're just getting into graphic design or design illustration and you're starting off your career, the golden rules of design is always a good one to check out. And I will see you all soon, creatives.